Hattiesburg. It's time for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up is a look at the events Southern Miss Student Media covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week.
Hello, Golden Eagles, and welcome to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Kennedy Drake. I hope everyone had a great week. We have an awesome show planned for you today. We're going to talk about the student prints and SMTV. I'm here with Carter Crow to help give us an insight about this week. Before we jump into these exciting topics, here's a quick message from our sponsors. This is the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up on WUSM.
Recognition for your business or product, appreciation from a dedicated audience, and establishing yourself as a caring member of the Hattiesburg community are only a few of the benefits of sponsoring programming on WUSM. In addition, our very cost-effective underwriting rates are tax deductible. To learn more about the upsides of underwriting programming on WUSM, call 601-266-4287.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Research shows that audiences feel positively about businesses that underwrite programming on their community radio station. Research also shows that the audiences are likely to patronize businesses that support community radio programming. The audience also believes that businesses that support community radio care about their community. If you want to build this type of relationship with WUSM's audience, call us at 601-266-4287 to ask about sponsoring programming. It's more than just exposure, it's building a community relationship.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. Right now, we're going to talk about what happened in the student prints. Carter, can you tell me what stories were covered?
So, hey, Kennedy, I am just going to do a nice little highlight of our highlights from the student prints from this week. And I'm going to start off with, it is Ramadan, and the USM hosted a dinner for iftar to celebrate, and that's a really fun event. I really think that's cool that we are hosting events for all people. And then along with that, we have the Ideal Women present Week of Excellence. So this week, Ideal, which is a group of women, a women's group, if you will, hosted their Week of Excellence this week, and then the effects of eating disorders on students was also highlighted in this week's newspaper, and so that's an interesting read. You know, keep in mind of your health when you're in college, because a lot of people know that coming to college, you forget about things like that. You know, you come to college
Right.
and think that you're Superman. But we got to always remember that we're still human, and we still can get sick and still have disorders and everything. So it's really important to highlight that and make sure people think about that. Continuing with that, the Spectrum Center is celebrated their Trans Day of Visibility on campus this week, and so that is a really cool event that they held for trans people and anybody who is an ally of trans people. We love to see it. Continuing on with that, Southern Miss Baseball, you know it. They took Troy over this week. Along with that, the basketball season ends in loss for Lady Eagles, unfortunately, but hey, to the top always. Because beach volleyball finishes strong at Beachburg Invitational. That's really cool. And then continuing with that, we also have Southeastern Louisiana walks off on Southern Miss. This article is written in the back of the paper. Really interesting reads throughout the week. Along with that, I don't know if you heard about it, but last night the Stratcom Center hosted SM2's Got Talent. Did you hear about that?
I did. I went to the talent show. It was so entertaining.
I did too, and let me tell you, we really put the talent in SM2's Got Talent. I was blown away. Our winner, Mari, let me tell you, can sing like an angel, and about sent me over. The entirety of the event was really great. I really enjoyed seeing the diverse talents that SM2 has to offer. Like Southern Miss in general is already known. You know, we're known all around for being talented and creative, but we really can't hold a candle to anybody when we put them up on a stage and they, get up and perform their talent. It is a really moving experience. So shout out to our top 3 winners of the night. Mari got first place with her beautiful singing. Along with that, Stratcom is going to be having a very fun time getting ready for the up and coming semester, as we have a bunch of things beginning to get planned, and we can't wait to see everybody at Southern Miss at these events.
Well, congratulations to everyone that put in the hard work for the talent show, and congratulations to you for the hard work you put into the student prints and
Thank you.
everything else that you do. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
To kick off Women's History Month, a professor on campus started the first chapter for Mississippi of an international organization for women. It is called the Association for Women Geoscientists. The organization had its first official meeting on campus on February 29th from 12:15 to 1:15 in the Chain Technology Center. Dr. Allison Brent has more to talk about the organization.
I started this organization with a couple of other professors from around the state. We decided that the state of Mississippi needed an association for women geoscientists. It's an international organization that promotes geosciences for women.
In the meeting, they went through an inventory of what they should go over, like email addresses, logos, scholarship, and even nomination for president, secretary, and more.
It's our first meeting, so we're very excited that so many people showed up from around the state, as well as students here from USM, and we're excited about the turnout and excited about the prospects.
There were representatives from across the state, including Delta State, Mississippi State, Jackson State, and Ole Miss. Membership is open to anyone who is major in geoscience. If you are interested, please go to awg.org and sign up or contact Dr. Allison Brent at allison.brent@usm.edu for more information.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. Next, we're going to talk about what happened in SMTV. SMTV had a great episode this week. There was a lot of different stories that people covered. One of those stories was Beth Al Miles. He covered the solar eclipse partial that is about to happen very soon. The Mississippi Museum is going to be giving out glasses and free tickets if anyone wants to come see that. And make sure that you don't look at the solar eclipse with your bare eyes, because that's not good. It can ruin your eyesight. So yeah, purchase those tickets. You can purchase those today by 5 p.m. So get that in quickly. Amaya Norman also covered the new restaurant coming to USM next fall. That's going to be Panda Express. I know, just like myself, I definitely want to have some new food to eat on campus. So it's going to give something new, something fresh, because I know we probably get sick of the same Chick-fil-A, Subway, and so it's adding different culture. Raven Payne also talked about the MAP X SAPA teach about abuse. This really was knowledgeable. It opened people's mind to just knowing what's happening in the world, knowing the ins and out of abuse. This is a very upsetting topic, but it's good to know about it and know about ways to prevent it. Another story that was talked about was the battle over abortion pills. I know lately we're having people trying to take away abortion appeals. Yes. And then Simeon Gates also talked about 2 new women's rights bills. If you want to hear more about this news, go to Southern Miss Student Media on YouTube and get all of that information. Another touching story that was covered was Beth Al Miles covering and honoring and just remembering the student, Alex Montana. Alex Montana sadly committed suicide 6 months ago, and his mom was able to come and talk about him, talk about his character, and just see who he was. He was an amazing student here at USM, and we are so saddened about his loss. But just knowing his story, knowing about who he was, and having them here to talk about that was just something for everyone to know at USM. So just make sure to check up on your friends, your family, and see how they're doing. Coming up next, we are going to talk about everything else that you might have missed. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest. If you or your business is interested in sponsoring programming on WUSM, we'd love to talk to you about the benefits and opportunities. You can get recognition for your business as well as the appreciation of the WUSM audience. The audience realizes your support provides the programming they listen to daily. In addition, our sponsorship rates are very cost-effective and tax-deductible. To learn more, call 601-266-4287.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
When you or your business sponsors programming on WUSM, you are getting more than recognition for your product. You are also gaining the appreciation of our audience who understands that your sponsorship provides their favorite programming. And research shows that the audience is more likely to patronize your business, too. In addition, the cost of sponsoring programming on WUSM is tax-deductible. To learn more, call 601-266-4287.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. I'm here with Micah Gibbs, and we're going to talk about what happened in sports. Can you give us an insight on that?
Yeah, it was a lot of great things. Start off track, did amazing. They had 18 first place finishes. I know the women's 4x4, men's 4x4 did great. We had a couple throwers that did great. It was just great to see Zaisha Frazier. I think I pronounced her name wrong, but she placed 5th in the country with a jump, so that was a great thing to see. We got it all on video. It was a great time out there. And then baseball, they had a series against Troy. They did very well. Managed to win the series 2-1. The first game they came out had 20 hits. It was amazing to see. The bats were swinging. You know, they got a good start going, and it's nice to see the baseball team is starting to get a good feel, get a good rhythm for the game, and get consistent. I know we had beach volleyball. Beach volleyball did great as well. They went undefeated. They played, I want to say, six games. 3 different teams. They played them twice, so they did great. They won every single game. So beach volleyball is off to a great start. And it's just great to see that our sports are doing good and, managing to get some wins this weekend.
Yeah, I love that. Were any of these games on campus?
Yes, all 3 games were on campus. Beach volleyball played on campus. Track had their first open and home meet, and baseball played Troy at home. So it was a nice weekend if you want to see sports, USM sports.
What would you say was your favorite game to see?
It was most definitely track. They don't get a lot of coverage, so it was nice for us to go out there and, finally give them the shine they deserve, because they've been killing it all year. They've been able to, place top in the country, just very consistent all around in every aspect, whether it's throwing, running, jumping. The track team has been doing great this year.
Is there a particular person in track that really shines and that we cover a lot?
I'll say Jada McDougal. She does pretty well. Zane Palomino, he's a great high jumper. DeAndre Ward's a great long jumper. I was talking to one of my sports anchors, Maya, and she said that DeAndre Ward could have jumped further, but the pit that we have at Southern Miss is kind of small, so you have to tone it back a little bit, but he could have jumped outside of the pit and been on the grass. So it's a lot of great athletes out there, a lot of talented people on our track team, and it's great to see them compete and do well.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know much about track, so when you say jump, what do you mean?
Long jump and high jump. Well, long jump is where, he's running up and he's jumping into like a sand pit, and high jump is where he's jumping over like a little pole. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to watch. I know I can't do it. I'm a football player, so that's definitely not my realm. Jumping is not something I'm comfortable with, but, those guys make it look easy.
Right. I know that seems very challenging.
Yeah.
I know beach volleyball, they don't get a lot of recognition too much, so is there anything more you can talk to us about that? Any cool people?
I don't know about cool people. I know that, the games were won handily. They were very dominant performances. There was no doubt they were going to win them. They were very dominant. They were very precise, and they did a great job going out there and handling business at home against, playing 3 different teams twice in, 2 days is an amazing thing. And the fact they came out with a win every single time is something that needs to be recognized.
Have they lost any games?
Yes, right now they're sitting at 12-14. This weekend really helped a lot. 6 wins, added to the total really helped a lot. And we're going to see how the rest of the season plays out for them.
Yeah, for sure. Is there any other sports that you haven't talked about? Any other teams?
From last week, I think I covered everybody, but this weekend, actually tomorrow, football has a spring game coming up. So if you want to go out there and watch football, spring game is April 6th, I believe 10 o'clock a.m. If you want to go out there and see that, football will be, showcasing the new talent, the new recruits, new transfers they brought in. So it's going to be a nice thing to see.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking about sports. We'll be right back after this quick message from our promos.
Sponsorship comes from Southern Beverage, your local Michelob Ultra distributor. Michelob Ultra has significantly fewer carbs and calories per serving if you are watching those in your diet. You can reach Southern Beverage by phone at 601-268-9111, or you can find them on the internet at southernbeverage.com. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri, and Southern Beverage ask you to please drink responsibly.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to SM2 Weekly Wrap Up. We had a successful show today. Thank you so much, Carter Crow and Micah Gibbs, for coming to talk about what all you did this week. Thank you, everyone in SMTV as well, for putting on the awesome talent show where everyone felt so entertained and welcomed. If you'd like to keep up with us, you can go to sm2media.com to read our articles, watch SMTV on YouTube at Southern Miss Student Media. You can also listen to our radio station right here, WUSM 88.5. Closing out, I'm your host, Kennedy Drake, signing off for now.
This has been the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up. A look at the events Southern Miss Student Media has covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap Up airs Fridays at noon on Southern Miss Radio. We'll see you next week for the Southern Miss